Hey, what's up, guys? Today we are doing Breaking Benjamin sooner or later. This is my second time recording this because I started it, but the copy of the video that I found on YouTube before, the the video quality was atrocious. It was just like watching moving pixels. It was straight out of like 2005. Anyway, I know it's a horror story. Anyway, this is one of my favorite Breaking Benjamin songs. Probably not one of their most popular. It's not Diary of Jane popular, but I think it's still a really good song. We'll get into it. You'll see. And also like the instrumental. That's what I was gonna say. The instrumental of this song is such like a driving emotional force that even if you don't hear the words, you get a sense of what the feeling is. But let's again, enough of my rambling. Let's go. Okay, so the one thing I'll say about the lyrics for this song, oh, my leg itched. The one thing I'll say about the lyrics for this song are that like there's like a coherent through line, but they're very much just like very like non sequitur segments, like flashes of thoughts because I think it comes from a very emotional place. So because of that, you're getting like bits and pieces that are just kind of all over the place, but they still relatively connect. And this very emblematic, that's a big word, in the first verse, because he's like, I want a normal life just like a newborn child. I am a lover, hater, I am an instigator. That section right there, because when he's like, he's basically detailing, I guess, like how he viewed the world, how he saw things. Like, he just wanted to be a regular person, just like, I want a normal life, just like a newborn child. I was fresh, new, young, naive, possibly. I just wanted things to run smoothly, be fine. He's like, I'm a lover, a hater, I'm an instigator. I am. I say take that as like that I swing back and forth between emotions. Maybe he has drastic emotional mood swings. Perhaps he's possibly even bipolar. Who knows? And like he swings behind between love, hate, positive, negative. But he's also always constantly pushing buttons and trying to start fights because of his own fluctuating emotional state. And he's like, you are an oversight. Don't try to compromise. And basically, like almost like I'm so wrapped up in my own myself maybe that I don't even notice you. I don't pay attention to you. You're just kind of there, and I sometimes even like kind of forget about you. Don't try to compromise, and it could be like you're an oversight. Don't try to compromise. It's like perhaps she doesn't try to compromise. Like I overlook you, but at the same time, you never try to like maybe meet me halfway, or maybe he doesn't try to compromise. It's like or your oversight because you don't try to compromise, so I can't really get through to you. It can be taken many ways. So I learned to love to hate it. I am not integrated. Like basically, it's like this. I learned to like it's interesting like how he says it. I learned to love to hate it. He goes. He learns to love to be angry. I think it's like the toxicity of the relationship. He's learned to love the toxicity of it, so to speak. He's learned to deal with it, but when he said, but it's kind of undercut the line. I'm not integrated because like he's learned to love it, but he's not entirely sucked in to the void. There's still some part of him that's not entirely involved. That's self-aware enough to know that this is not good.
Just call my name, no be okay. Your scream is burning through my veins.
Okay, but this little bridge is interesting because he's like, just call my name, you'll be okay. Your screaming's burning through my veins. And I think that's because it's just like basically, it's basically like a. I take it as like saying like I always still want to be there for you. Like I say all these things in the first verse, but yet if you call my name, I'll make sure everything's fine. I'll still be there to save you, which means maybe he's still involved, but like he's still aware of how bad things are, but he still can't help but want to be pulled in and involved. And when her screaming is burning through his veins, like he can feel. I take that as like he feels her voice like burning through his core. Like when she screams, it tears at a certain part of his soul as a human being. He can feel it coursing through him. Okay, before we get into this insane guitar riff, like the chorus, I think the chorus is really good. When he's like, sooner or later, you're gonna hate it. Go ahead and throw your life away. Because it's like eventually you're gonna get tired of this constant back and forth bullshit. But if you want to continue, that's fine. Go ahead and throw your life away on this. And I take the chorus as him basically kind of reaching a breaking point and him kind of turning around from the first verse. There's a story going on throughout it, like at the first verse, he's very much still caught up in the turmoil because his illusions of life and love have been broken by this situation. By the time you get to the chorus, he's basically saying, if you want to do this, go ahead. But I'm pretty much done with it. I don't want to do this anymore. Especially when he's like, it's driving me under, leaving me out there, go ahead and throw your life away. He's like basically like it's pushed me into the ground, it's left me feeling cold and alone. But you can go ahead and continue doing this if that's really what you want.
You're like an infantile. I knew it all the while. You sit and try to play me just like you see on TV. I am an oversight, just like a parasite. Why am I so pathetic? I know you won't forget it.
Okay, so in the second verse, because the first verse was about him speaking of himself, the second verse is him basically speaking about her, perhaps through his own lens, as I think maybe the rose-tinted glasses of love have now left him. And he says, like, you're like an infantile. I knew it all the while. And he's like, I realized how kind of like immature you were. And I knew this all the time, but my affection for you blinded me to seeing the truth. But I always kind of knew what the truth was. You sit and try to play me just like you see on TV. I take that as like you're always trying to manifest drama. Like you get caught up in maybe like reality TV, TV shows, whatever, and you're always trying to make our lives like that. You're trying to manifest drama just to try to live that life, and it's exhausting. And he says, I am an oversight, just like a parasite. Why am I so pathetic? I know you won't forget it. He goes, he's like, I'm an oversight. Basically, she's as neglectful to him as he is to her. And it leaves him feeling basically like a parasite, like someone who has to leech onto her because it's like trauma bonding, sort of. Like, he is like, he feels, it's like was it an attachment style? Like, he is so clingy to her that he knows it's bad, but he feeds off of this energy at the same time because he's kind of conditioned himself to do so. But at the same time, he understands that this is terrible because he says, why am I so pathetic? I leech onto you, but this is so sad. I shouldn't be this way. Which I think plays back again to the first verse where he says, I'm not integrated. But he's still very aware of what's going on. And by the time you get to this verse, he really understands what kind of shitstorm his relationship is and how sad he is for staying in it for as long as he has. And so then he says, I know you won't forget it. And it's like, basically, I think I take that as like he realizes that she's lost any kind of real respect for him in any way. And she sees him as equally pathetic. And she won't forget that. And I think he realizes that, like, she sees him not in the best of lights. And she'll never be able to change it, because if anyone knows, like as a man, once you've lost a woman's respect, you cannot get it back. It's better to just leave if you've lost her respect, because a woman can't love you if she can't respect you. But anyway, let's keep going.
Just call my name, you'll be okay. Your scream is burning through my veins. Sooner or later, you're gonna hate it. Go ahead and throw my life away. Driving me under, leaving me under. Go ahead and throw my life away. Sooner or later, you're gonna hate it. Go ahead and throw our life away. Driving me under, leaving me out there. Go ahead and throw our life away.
And like this last part right here, where he's just kind of singing "Throw Your Life Away," I take that, especially when he's doing the woo thing, that like he is like, it's like a catharsis. Like he's finally able to let go and move forward. That he realizes that this is all she wants, and he wants no part of that anymore. And I like the spinning room. I think like the spinning room is like it's like the spinning emotions that are rolling around in his head, kind of, and it's kind of symbolic of that. That's kind of how I take it, to try to, because I try to connect the video to the song, because it must connect in some way. I'm trying to work on doing that more. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's wrap this up. And also, I think about it now because throughout the whole video, it's like her traveling and like going through the city. I think she hops on a subway at some point, and it's very interesting because like she gets here, and by the time she gets here, he's leaving, and so I take that as also like visually as like him swirling up in this emotion and being wrapped up in her, and then she's trying to get to him because maybe she realizes that she doesn't want to be this toxic person anymore who lives in this toxic way and is always trying to cause drama and distress. And maybe she wants to legitimately turn it around, but at this point it's too late. And it's kind of shown there, like he's walking away as she gets there, not even looking back. Anyway, let me know what you think. Did you like that? You like that song? You want to hear more Breaking Benjamin breakdowns? That was a mouthful to say. Let me know in the comments. You know, I love to have the conversations. Give us a thumbs up. You know, also subscribe if it's your first video here. There are much more videos to check out. There are over 160 videos to check out. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Peace.